This is Masters of War Imperial Dreadnoughts Warhammer 40k lore/history by Luetin09. So welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Sending out a lot of love. Real quick shout out to Luetin09. If you want me to take down my video, I do not mind for reacting to it. Where was my mind going? Anyways, let's just keep going. It's flawless right now. Subscribe if you want to be a part of the Lunar Dynasty. I upload every single day and I react to anything. Movie trailers, anything of the sorts. I gotta start saying that in the beginning of my videos, just in case you want to send me something outside of Warhammer 40k. I will watch anything, and that's not the only thing I upload on the channel. But if that interests you, why not tag along? If you want to donate to the channel, catch me live, stay updated. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all the links are down below. And I think that may start working for an intro. I'm experimenting with these intros. Okay, other than that, let's go. I'm just kind of waking up. It's pretty early, so let's go. Masters of War. Hopefully we figured this audio thing out by now. Everything should be good. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Right, hello guys, this is Luetin. Now I just want to say as a disclaimer that yes, this is a re-upload of an older video. If you want to understand the reason why, just look at my comment, the first in the notes below. I didn't want to have to put a lengthy explanation here because it would ruin the video, so just check out the comments below. But because of this now, I will soon look to make an updated, more in-depth, detailed version of this video. So you can consider this a refresher.
That actually fits, it's a refresher. There will be no peace among the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter, and the hideous laughter of the ever-thirsting gods. Imperial Dreadnoughts. The music's really good. It's like...
Today we'll learn about one of the most prestigious honours bestowed upon a rare few Space Marines at the end of their lives. The truth of how a dreadnought functions is typically grim in the grim darkness of the far future. Those Astartes who fought with glory above all else, honoured veterans, could find themselves entombed to serve their chapter, from there on becoming a devastatingly powerful war machine on the harrowing warscapes in the dark reality of the far future. A dreadnought is a terrifying, walking heavy tank, a cybernetically enhanced killing machine of earth-shaking power and strength. Its main role is as a heavy support platform for infantry, and its most commonly deployed pattern is the Castroferum Mark IV and V type. These types were chosen because they use an adaptable thermic reactor, which is more well understood than those of older pattern dreadnoughts. The Castroferum was introduced for its ability to carry out a wide range of tactical roles, including direct assaults, boarding, tunnel and subterranean combat. It was once said that during the unification wars on Earth, prototype dreadnoughts could be piloted by ordinary crippled in battle human warrior pilots, but now with the developed and far more powerful dreadnoughts, these war tombs are reserved only for the Astartes of the Emperor. Dreadnoughts are pure walking machines of fear. They're dominant.
So you're telling me the regular just humans, the regular crippled, were suited for these things, and now they're only Space Marines? That's crazy.
Size and weaponry enables them to be equipped with powerful, heavy and close-quarter weapons. If an especially strong veteran Space Marine is mortally wounded on the battlefield, crippled by some extreme blow or devastating impact that literally breaks their body and smashes them to pieces, if still alive and having a spark of life, if neurally intact, instead of being mercifully killed by a brother Astartes, they will be repaired as best as possible and then entombed within the sarcophagus of a dreadnought war machine. Their brain will be neurally linked straight into the cybernetic components and mechanisms of the dreadnought, and from there on be able to use their war machine as if it were their own body, not entirely dissimilar to how power and Terminator armor functions, by being connected through ports in the body to extend the movement of a Space Marine. The broken remains of the Marine will be housed within the thick ceramite shell of the dreadnought, protected from the harsh battle environment outside. The now very weak weak and ruined physical organs of the body will be kept suspended in amniotic fluids, still necessary to maintain the neural part of the Marine, who will now survive using mechanically enhanced senses to perceive the world around him. This is not a Space Marine's death. It is their glorious rebirth. The stasis vault or crypt within an Astartes fortress monastery that will house the Dreadnoughts of that chapter is more than just a place to store them until needed. It is a pure holy shrine. Astartes tech marines will tend to the Dreadnoughts with the utmost care and diligence. And also in true Imperium fashion, be sure to apply sacred oils and chants to preserve their spirits. No doubt there's some incense going on there as well. All of this honours the broken but revered heroes of the chapter who embody everything their chapter is and who are ready at any time to serve their brother Astartes and the Emperor. For once interred into the sarcophagus of a Dreadnought, these Marines will not leave it until their extended existence is damaged beyond hope of survival. In one way, they're imprisoned to serve the Emperor well past their mortal lives, to throw themselves with no fear into battle and bring devastating vengeance upon the enemies of humanity. But truly, this is no prison sentence. It is a glorious honour to continue the spirit of all Space Marines leading a life of endless battle until they are finally, eventually destroyed.
I was just about to say that I haven't been getting too many videos about the Tyranids, and it seems like just so far the Tyranids are still a ghost story to me, but they're just like this. Are they what were they again? Are they like a hive mind? But I was just about to say that being in a Dreadnought, even though as badass as who did I watch? I watched Major Kill this video, right? Because a lot of this is sounding pretty familiar. Let me see, Major Kill. I feel like I watched it or it was reading the comments. So because you guys leave so much lore down there, but I feel like just right off the bat, I was like, a lot of this is sounding very familiar. I don't know why. It's probably the comments, but yeah. What I was gonna say was this seems like a prison sentence, like being in that, but I forgot that they do not feel that way. They feel like it's just like the best bestowment of Lord and Thou Savior, the Emperor.
If anything, a Dreadnought is the sheer embodiment of all that the Astartes strive for in their lives. To continue fighting for the Imperium and the Emperor, no matter the injury or the obstacle, to absolutely fight on and not stop until they are finally dead.
Damn.
These machines of war are, like most things deployed by the Imperium, immensely powerful in both defense and attack capability. Their armored shells are thick ceramite and adamantium. Ceramite being a non-conductive ceramic material, is very effective at protecting versus heat and energy-based weapons. Adamantium is one of the strongest materials used by the Imperium of Man and is the same material used in the Eternity Gate, the gates that protect the Emperor sitting on his golden throne in the Imperial Palace on Terra. These separate elements and limbs of a Dreadnought are all connected via durable and well-protected heavy bundles of electrofiber and magna coils. Tech Marines will equip a Dreadnought with whatever weapons and tools are necessary to suit the specific combat mission they're assigned to, and these are all fairly typical for Astartes usage, but the heavy weapons are often twin-linked variants, as you might see mounted on Imperial tanks. Things like las cannons, autocannons, bolters, or standalone heavy weapons like multi-melters, plasma and assault cannons. The left melee arm of the Dreadnought is often seen with a power claw or power fist, which then may be additionally combined with a storm bolter or heavy flamer. The entire left arm...
Describing the arsenal of these motherfuckers just sounds so cool. Like multi-melters, bolters, and like, I don't know why.
It's sometimes also replaced with a missile launcher unit when this level of firepower is required for more ranged engagements. The right arm can also be replaced with an additional melee system should the situation warrant. The Dreadnought can also be equipped with additional armor plating to protect weaker points on it if an engagement looks like it's going to be especially heavy. Atop the Dreadnought is usually mounted also a smoke launcher system. These are non-lethal self-defense systems to create a localized barrier of smoke in and around the Dreadnought or often a tank. These smoke barriers could be used when a retreat is necessary or if a unit is found in a situation with little or no available cover. It could also be used to protect other units who need to embark or disembark battlefield dropships.
Okay, that makes sense.
Dreadnoughts are also equipped additionally with speaker systems to enable them to communicate with brother Marines on the ground. Their voices, though, are obviously not their own, and so instead what emanates from the Dreadnought is a wholly machine voice, making interaction with Dreadnoughts for some an unsettling or difficult to communicate experience. Many Dreadnoughts as well are of a significant age, well beyond their naturally extended superhuman years as an ordinary space marine. Many could be so old as to actually recall the founding of their chapters and the earliest days of the Imperium and the Emperor. These are further reasons as to why they are so revered within their chapter. These holy relics are known as Venerable Dreadnoughts, and they embody the lifespan of the chapter. As powerful as a Dreadnought is, it can be damaged or critically disabled. This, though, is simply the machine element. So long as the armoured sarcophagus tomb containing the pilot is intact, then it can be recovered and hopefully repaired. If a Dreadnought is, though, ever critically disabled, destroyed or broken in battle, as with many powerful relics of the Imperium, Space Marines will fight with bitter and fanatical fury to recover not just the machine itself, but also its occupant, so that they can then be returned to the chapter's mausoleum for his well-deserved resting place and eternal glory for mankind. As with many things in the Imperium...
Honestly, I'm glad that they do that. Because imagine serving for this fucking long and not getting a proper burial. What the hell? I'd be sick. I'd be coming back in my afterlife like with Zenich. I'd be a Zenich Dreadnought coming back like, y'all didn't give me a proper fucking burial. I'm done.
The ancient nature of Dreadnoughts means the knowledge to construct them has been almost, if not already, lost. This scarcity of knowledge means only a very few, if any, specialists would dare to attempt construction of new Dreadnoughts. Venerable Dreadnoughts are sometimes referred to also as Ancients or Old Ones, and those like Bjorn the Fell-Handed of Space Wolves or Guldor of the Salamanders will remember many thousands of years of combat experience. These older pattern Dreadnoughts often feature more unstable, though, and less combat-effective weaponry in the comparative modern ages. These older Dreadnoughts can be harder to bring around from stasis as well, given the significant time that has passed. The older pattern units as well are more likely to encounter problems, and the replacement parts or the knowledge needed to repair them no longer exists. So because of either the difficulty to rouse them from their sleep, or the concern that parts may be unavailable and leave them unable to walk if they were to go into combat, some Venerable Dreadnoughts are approached by their brothers as advisors in the governance or planning of chapter operations. For example, Bjorn the Fell-Handed of the Space Wolves chapter was once a member of his Primarch Leman Russ's personal retinue and fought in the devastating civil war of the Horus Heresy, so their knowledge and perspective is beyond value for their chapters in the current age. They will have seen and know things that no others can begin to hope to accomplish, and so their insight is immensely valued by their chapter brothers.
That would make sense with all them damn years. And not only that, it's like... Actually, I was going to say something because that's something that I don't even like. Well, the more years would give you the more opportunity to have multiple or new experiences. But I was going to be ignorant for saying that because I've met adults that haven't gone through half the stuff I went through. So I was like, okay, never mind. It's but then I was like thinking in terms of the fantasy aspect. Where was I going? Look, I was thinking in a certain way, but yes, over the many of fucking these motherfuckers live damn near immortally. So yeah, they probably have loads of insight and wisdom. But what I was gonna say before I even went on that little fucking rant, dude, I need to see more Marines with these luscious. What is this? This one braid and this. I need to see more of them because sometimes I see them bald. Like Grimaldus is bald. But if Grimaldus took off his helmet and luscious like Finn hair from like Adventure Time just came out, like when Finn took off the little like hat he wears. I'm done. I'm done. See, it's too early to be making videos.
There are very few patterns of Dreadnought that exist beyond the standard Castroferrum during the 41st or 42nd millennium. The ancient relic Contemptor pattern Dreadnoughts are rare, and many others such as the Leviathan Dreadnoughts even rarer.
Leviathan?
There is a lot to go over on the specifics of patterns and also tactical loadouts and chapter-specific variants, so I'll leave that for a follow-up. One worth mentioning though are Proto-Dreadnoughts.
Look at that.
This is not actually a specific pattern or variant
Citadel?
of Dreadnought. It's often more of a catch-all term for pre-Imperium Dreadnoughts, likely dating back right through to the Dark Age of technology. It's easy to understand why in this time dreadnoughts would have been conceived, even if it wasn't termed a dreadnought at the time, especially if, say for example, on a colony world a critical member of that colony suffered a life-threatening injury that simply for whatever reason could not be healed. The colony STC would have come up with a solution to preserve that person's life, and whilst it might not have been something that was visualized as a dreadnought today, it could have been the foundation for it. Situations like this could well be the origin of dreadnoughts, or perhaps they were originally some sort of labor-saving machine to assist colonists carry out tasks, or an adaptation of an AI system. Who can say? We are unlikely to ever know, unless the holy grail quest of the Imperium were ever found, that of a working intact STC archive, and the chances of that are very rare indeed. Early proto-dreadnoughts though were known to be capable of being piloted, as I stated earlier, by unenhanced humans. And because of the power and general survivability, it's understood that many of these proto-dreadnoughts would survive through the Age of Strife and Unification Wars, to then be brought together under the banner of the Emperor. They would then be later combined with the superhuman advancements of the new Astartes to create the advanced war machine dreadnoughts used through the Crusade and Heresy period on into the modern age. Dreadnoughts are utterly terrifying figures of power on any battlefield, taking thunderous strides across wastelands as incoming fire spatters off their heavily armoured adamantium and ceramite shells, fighting forward with ferocious tenacity using their vast wealth of accumulated tactical and combat experience. They are far more than just a heavy weapons platform. They are supremely experienced warriors and well noted as being difficult to slay by enemies of the Imperium. In almost all cases of full destruction, where the sarcophagus tomb at the centre of the dreadnought is destroyed, killing the pilot is only what will be enough to truly put a dreadnought out of action. And even then, if possible, where the Astartes can recover the dreadnought shell, it will be repaired with care and devotion by tech marines to await the next hero of the chapter to be interred within its tomb sarcophagus. Dreadnoughts for the Imperium of Man, and especially the Astartes, hold great value and importance. They are undoubtedly powerful machines of war, but perhaps more importantly, they are literal links to the past. Their knowledge, wisdom and insight can in many ways be seen as even more valuable than their fighting prowess and the heavy weapons they wield. After all, what Space Marine worth his salt would not want to fight alongside an ancient warrior who may have fought alongside the Emperor himself at one time? Dreadnoughts are holy relics of a chapter, the Imperium's technology, personal wisdom and presence of mind. All are devoted veteran warriors of the Emperor who will fight any battle at any time and any place. They are the keepers of traditions and the custodians of knowledge, whose advice may be sought by brother marines and even chapter masters alike. But in times of war they'll be called upon in the most dangerous and severe deployments. Awakening a dreadnought to serve his chapter is no thing to be taken lightly, for they are death incarnate, and the enemies of mankind will tremble at the sight of these ancient heroes bringing glory to their chapter and vengeance upon the Xenos, who must be purged and exterminated in the name of the Emperor of Man.
Nice. I've seen worlds burn and crushed nations underfoot, torn down with idols and false gods and slaughtered their kings. Zoom out. Tiny man, for I am one. You are no more. Shadow for sight. Venerable Dreadnought targets of executioners. Third founding the what? Imperial Fifth Successor Chapter, 32nd Millennia. Damn. I don't know the timeline that well, but I'm assuming that's deep ago. Or would it be recent? No, I'll say it's deep ago. But you guys can let me know, because I don't actually know the timeline that well. But holy moly, these absolute tanks. Yeah, okay. So what I will say to the person who recommended me the video, I fucking can't remember through all the comments, but because I saved this a long time ago. First, let me apologize for taking so long to get to this. I have so many videos, but what I did want to say was what did I want to say? Sorry, I'm like fucking stuttering, being slow and awkward because I'm still waking up. But let me recap. Let me read. Okay. What I will say is, if I get videos from Luetin09 to watch, I will definitely watch them for lore aspect. Like if whatever that specific piece of lore or whatever. Well, I mean, this happens with any video, of course. If it interests me, I definitely will check it out. I like the Dreadnoughts, and I think I have a video by Major Kill about the Dreadnoughts that I'm still gonna watch. And the reason I like I actually what is it? I like watching. I don't know how to say it, but pretty much Luetin09 is definitely. There's someone else too, Baltimore, whose videos that I got recommended to watch. Also, I haven't watched Baltimore yet, so I can't say this, but he is very information driven, or like there was little to no, unless I didn't pick up on the Warhammer like humor references, or maybe like just no. For the most part, from how my ears just picked it up the first time watching it through, I picked up no sense of humor, none at all, and that's very fine. That's actually like okay, but Major Kill for me and Bricky make it digestible because of the humor. So it's almost like even if the information isn't 100% spot on, they do a good way of mixing in humor to, I would say, from new ears, since I'm fairly a baby in this, that they do a good way of mixing it in, and he did a phenomenal, to the way I see it, way of explaining it, but it just seemed so like long and kind of drawn out, and I felt every second and minute of the 13 minutes, and that's not actually bad. It's just like, this is something that I would watch on like 1.25 speed or something like that. But I just wanted to be honest with that. If I seemed really dull or unreactive during it, I didn't have much to say, because it's like a lot of listening. There's not a lot of comments I could really make. You know, I feel like I could pause it in places and say things, but I may just end up repeating what he's saying. But in truth, very information filled. And actually, like, if he's watching this, or who recommended me this video is watching, very good video, and it really well put together. I like it. Like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of research that goes into making videos like this, and lore videos for any game or base in particular. But for me, definitely, if I'm getting into it or making a video on it, this is something I would really have to like sit with myself if I would want to make, because there's not a lot of comments I can make. I just watch, or like even maybe comment on some specific things. Like for me, the armory stood out, and another thing I could have paused on was the fact that one thing that I did want to say is, at a point, this does seem like a prison sentence. Another thing is the like walkers of knowledge. They're literally like walking libraries, which is like insane. They're literally like walking stone tablets, like the ones little chiseled out. Was it like the 13 commandments or something? They're the literal walking 13 commandments. Like, they have knowledge in them, which that was pretty cool to me. But other than that, the rest was like kind of listening, and really just listening to names or certain wars or certain dates that they were at that I still aren't, like, my mind hasn't locked to be too familiar with yet. So other than that, though, really, really well done, information packed, put together. Like he said, this video was done. This is more like a refresher, so there's a new one possibly by now. When was this video done? July 29th. Okay, so that's all I guess I got. But thank you for sending this to me. Move on to the next one, and shout outs again to Luetin09, and shout out to all of y'all. Thanks for the support. Much love and light, and I'll see you in the next one.